calendar. During Diwali, people pray to Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, light, prosperity, and wisdom, and also to Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the Lord of beginnings. This morning, we are very pleased to have Shamsundar Kotagal. He will be giving us a lecture demonstration of South Indian classical music, also known as Carnatic music. He will be presenting some compositions of Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, which are at the core of this musical tradition. Sham is an alum of CIIS and also works for RAMS, a nonprofit mental health services agency. And Sham is also a resident here at our San Francisco. Before we start, I'd like to have a moment of silence, and I will read a prayer from the Prayers of Affirmation, written by Dr. Haridas Chaudhary, who founded our ashram here. This is called The Inner Guide. Om Brahman Shatyam Shivam Sundaram. Reality is the one light that shines in various forms, the one voice that speaks in various languages, the one life that pulsates in endless variations. The way to behold the infinite light is by discovering the inner light that glows in the depth of our soul. The way to hear the divine voice is by listening to the inner void that rings in the silence of our being. The way to contact universal life is by following the self-regulating rhythm of our inner life force. May we follow the guidance of the inner light in all changing circumstances. May we follow the prompting of the inner voice in all the details of our living. May we grasp the significance of the inner life force, setting aside all external standards. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And please welcome Shamsundar Kotagal. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Good morning to all of you. Before I talk about Dikshitar, I just want to share quickly a recap the significance of Diwali, Deepavali, that's the other name. It's the festival of lights. It's one of the few festivals that are celebrated all across India. Not all festivals have the same significance, or they are not celebrated in a similar way all across India. But Diwali is one of the few ones that's celebrated. In the northern India, yes, Diwali is a huge festival, it's a very big festival. In southern India, it's not such a big festival, but nevertheless, it is celebrated. The two most common characteristics of Diwali is lights and firecrackers. So all through the season, those 10 days, 12 days, firecrackers can go off at any time of the day. And yes, early morning, late night. So that's one big feature. There are a couple of stories associated with the celebration of Diwali. In the southern India, it's the reason why it's celebrated is because they believe Krishna vanquished a demon king who is kind of geographically placed at where Assam is right now. The Sanskrit name for Assam is Prag Jyotishapura. So the demon lived there, and Krishna, with one of his wives, goes and slays the demon. Satyabhama, the wife's name, who actually kills the demon. So that's one story why, and it happened early in the morning, at about just before sunrise. As I said, the darkest hour is before the dawn, and so just around that time. So the tradition is that people will wake up early in the morning, have a ritual bath, and then burst firecrackers. So firecrackers will go off at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. So even if you are sleeping, then it's an awakening for you. The story in northern India mostly is that Rama, from the Ramayana, came back to Ayodhya which was his kingdom, after 14 years in exile. So he killed the demon in Lanka, as it was called at that time, and so returns to his kingdom around the Diwali time. And so the first day of the lunar fortnight after the new moon, there's a new moon due now, there was a full moon last week. So the first day after the new moon, that will come 27th probably, October 27th, is the new year for many North Indians, and it's a huge, and that's the reason why it's one of the big festivals. Those are the two big stories associated with Diwali. Of course, there's a lot of socializing and eating sweets, as they are called in India, desserts, and there is a general air of merriment and eating at this time. The significance for why I decided to talk about Dikshitar today is that Dikshitar passed away on the 14th day of this lunar fortnight. So this is just around the Diwali time. And so when I was getting ready for the talk,